Shall we start? No? Ladies first?
No, say it, because I think it sounds really nice with your accent.
What, Archwell Audio?
Yeah.
Archwell Audio.
I mean...
Really?
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Today is December 26, 2022. It is 12:34 a.m. I tried to stay away from Twitter all yesterday. Before I tried to stay away from Twitter, there were some tweets. There's not that much, 2, 4, 5 of them I want to share with you. Pretty much yesterday I was sleeping all day. When I decided to do something, you know, I still have my internal clock. I can't sleep, so I was like, let me go try to make a video. One of the videos that I made, oh my god, it was supposed to be really quick. I did finish it quickly, but YouTube was giving me a hard time to accept it. So I separated until I took some part out. This one that you're seeing on the screen right now, I took it out. I think it's like 12 minutes video. It's this one. Where is it? This one. All right, so I decided to, when I finally got it accepted, I already took this part out, which is live already, and the 11 minute and 14 seconds version is gonna be live on the 27th. This part is in it as well, but YouTube was giving me a hard time, so this didn't come out the way that I originally wanted it, but I made the best of it. With that being said, all right, so let's go. Oh, by the way, new subscribers, welcome. Let's go on Twitter. So when I turned on my computer, went on Twitter, and I saw this video, and let me go on it. I just saw it, literally just saw it. Right now it's 12:33 a.m. so I just posted this. So there's Louis here. I saw here, oops, Prince Louis stayed with the public too long and has to run to catch up with his parents and his sibling. This is adorable and funny at the same time. Myself, I do not see it as funny and adorable. This is my response. I retweeted out and I said, but should a parent be with him? Why was he left behind alone? I don't know. Am I the only one to see a problem here? There were no other family members in sight. The F. All right, look at him running here. Where are the rest of the family? It's just security that's around. Okay, nobody was behind. No family members was with him. Right, this is what I'm saying. And there's him running here in that photo. Okay, then the mom had 5 questions for early childhood development. Now there should be 6 questions. Why no child left behind? Yeah, I can't write anymore because my character space was taken. But anyway, so I just saw it. I don't want to go on it, but that was my question on this. All right, but let's focus on 2, 4, 5 tweets that I've had for you guys. Okay, so there's this one here. with at CNN to discuss Harry and Meghan Netflix, a historical document of how racism and misogyny goes with when a woman of color marries into the royal family, with a major newspaper can openly publish a desire to submit her to sexualized violence, shows Harry was right, she wasn't safe. Alright, so did they do the documentary? Did they review it already? Oh, that's just an image. Oh, I thought that was a video. This is, my goodness. Alright, so that's a thread. Okay, so let's continue. As we have said repeatedly, what other royals were praised for or was totally ignored. Example, all royals get a crown property renovated with crown money, usually around 5 to 6 million. No one cared. Sussexes got Frogmore Cottage and suddenly renovation costs a global scandal. Odd, isn't it? How millions have been spent on costs of the Crown Estate since Frogmore, but don't seem to attract any interest. Strange. Alright, as the document suggests, not just did the palace fail to stop stories, but offices were horse trading stories and help for her feelings of suicidal ideation, which itself was driven by the hateful comment, was not possible because it was thought to look bad. Okay, I will be on CNN again soon and definitely to discuss Spare. Okay, so I didn't see that video. Okay, as this series shows, we have learned nothing from Princess Diana, who too was torn apart for fun. Yeah, like I said in that thumbnails that I did a while back, what, 2 years ago? And I said they all fakers. Once I started looking deeper into this and I look into the tabloid and everything else, I have a pretty decent understanding of where they're coming from. But it's very sad to see people who grew up into this over there. I don't know. I guess they're immune to it. I don't know. Alright, so there's Dr. Schuller responded in here. Well said, Kate. Alright, there's this. Thank you so much for always seeing clearly what was taking place and for always standing up despite the anti-Meghan Markle trolls. You deserve a honoris causa medal, not just for speaking out about Jeremy Clarkson, but for anti-racism. Alright, this text is too small. Some quote that Meghan said. Okay, I was hoping we hear from you, Kate. You always give such a truthful and insightful observation. For example, the renovation cost of William and Kate's fourth home at Windsor has never been discussed, nor the fact that they have 4 homes. What was it? There was something, a video that I put out. I don't remember what was it, but someone responded to it and said, I guess I mentioned where Meghan used to live in Canada, and I don't remember if I said that Meghan owned it or she rented it. I don't remember what I said, but the comment in that particular video said something like Meghan had owned the home. She was the one who renovated, because when you own a home, you can do whatever you want with it, but when you rent, you cannot. So I wasn't sure exactly what I said, so I'm making reference to that particular tweet. Usually it would be good to put a timestamp of what you're making reference to, because I do not want to sit back and listen to the entire videos again. It's painful editing, and then to go back and listen to it again, I just, once I'm done with it, I'm done with it. So if you put the timestamp, it's easier for me to go straight to it. All right, let me read some more comment, and then that's it, whatever's on the screen. Oh, there's a video. I'll listen to that video. Okay, I appreciate you bringing out the equity of outrage that comes from the racist British media when it comes to renovation, expenses, clothing, etc. How they itemize every item Meghan wore that she owned, but they will never do this to the other women at that institution. Okay, it's wonderful that a real royal expert was discussing this. Thank you. I would love to listen to the video. I thought that was a video. Okay, when I bookmark it. So glad you, this is why sometimes I told you I don't watch the videos. Once I read the caption and I see it's something worth discussing, then I put the link in my list for me to share with you. And there's this, I thought it was a video, but it's not. Okay, so glad you're providing commentary to CNN. Knowledgeable commentators with integrity are sorely needed in this space, Royal. Okay, there's also the Piers Morgan narrative of meeting Meghan for drinks. His version, and especially the timeline, does not add up. Each time he recounts his meeting with Meghan, he makes small tweaks. Okay, this is back in 2020. Okay, it's 42 seconds. All right, let's see here.
They felt it untenable to continue. The treatment of Meghan last year was so intense and so unfair. There seemed to be some in our society more concerned about the colour of Meghan's nail varnish than they were about the fact that Andrew had these links to this convicted paedophile. The royal family have lost two superstars. These two young people had a lot of star power. They attracted a demographic that doesn't normally come into the royal family, young, diverse, the Commonwealth, and I think a lot of people are going to be incredibly disappointed. This is a big moment for Britain to look at itself and
Nah, they don't see anything wrong. Even though they're starving, there's heating problem, you name it, they don't see anything. And this is back in 2020, and we almost done with 2022. Today's what, December 26th. Nope, they didn't see any. Well, let's be clear, because now I'm seeing more people speaking out. Okay, like this one, I didn't see that video until now. Okay, but there are more Brits who's speaking out, so let's give a little bit credit. You know, those people with the mic will make a lot of noise, so maybe this is what I was encountered the most, but more people are speaking out.
say, what have we done? The first woman of colour to marry into the royal family, and she's been essentially chased out. Well,
let's remember that video that I did where I came across someone who did a documentary about racism within the institution, where, let me just put the clip. All right, this was already looked upon since the beginning of time, when black people were starting to get their foot on the ground, trying to make something of themselves, and then they suppress them again.
And racism as such, as a philosophy, kicked in was as a direct reaction to the abolitionist movement. The abolitionist movement driven by some of the leading intellectuals of the day, as well as driven by hundreds of thousands of ordinary people in this kingdom who signed petitions after petitions and presented them to the House of Lords. When the abolition movement really kicked in from the 1780s onwards, the planters had to respond. And so this is where you get the most virulent imagery about brutal, pagan, bestial.
But the media is a powerful force.
Black people in the literature and in the imagery.
Cartoons portraying black people as licentious and depraved began to circulate.
But the media is a powerful force.
The anti-abolitionist Edward Long wrote,
"The lower class women in England are remarkably fond of the blacks. In the course of a few generations more, the English blood will become so contaminated with this mixture as even to reach the middle and then the higher orders of the people. This is a venomous and dangerous ulcer that threatens to disperse its malignancy far and wide until every family catches infection from it."
So this is done. Let's read this. Okay, they said they talk about leaving the British royal family before their wedding, but happily had £32 million taxpayers funded wedding. Well, don't bring this thing up because they didn't even want it. They didn't want that. They want something private. It was forced upon them. And then on top of it, the UK made billion off of that wedding.
It's pretty wild memory, but awesome. It's pretty wild memory, but awesome.
Okay, so it was pretty much nothing. Okay, let's see if somebody put screenshot. Okay, the wedding that was for Harry because he was the son of the king raised billions. Thank you. There it is, exactly what I said 4 hours ago. Okay, and every penny and then some was recounted in actual terms by the British economy. Harry and Meghan pay back every dime to the British taxpayers with cash for Fragmore and everything else with pain, abuse and racism. Oh, they're US taxpayers now with the guarantee of true freedom. Yeah, so people didn't say that. Alright, let's go to the next one. Alright. My goodness, they're always putting this up on them, but this is what is it? Harry and Meghan did their little ceremony privately before that. But yet people still don't want to listen to them. They think they're lying. But anyway, next one. Alright, so there's this one. So I started listening to her and then I bookmark it. Alright, this is my tweet and then we'll go into that. Is she watching some of my videos? It's about time women in Salty Island speak up. These men are not making the UK look good. Good for her. With her, I'm all a bit, I don't know why I feel kind of confused with her. Confused in a sense. There was a video that I did. She was in it. I think that was her. Where there were 4 people sitting, and I think she was one of the panelists who was talking, and some of the things that she was saying were not really, I don't know, I didn't really agree with her. But there, since then, I've been seeing other videos of her where I think there's some of them in this video as well, where she's actually making sense. And I'm like, wait a second, is she the same person that I remember seeing? I don't even remember which video that I have her in it, so for me to make reference to. If I don't have her picture in it, I would not remember. Alright, so let's listen. Dr. Tessa Dunlop is out here destroying, quote, thin skin, slightly aging white men, quote, who hate Meghan Markle for no reason. Alright, it's 2 minutes and 4 seconds. I'm begging you, please go search for that video so you could listen to it entirely. But for the purpose of my video, it is a must. I must stop to comment on it and to at least disrupt the flow of the video, the original video. Alright, otherwise YouTube will give me huge headache with it.
And you tell me why this is dreadful.
Well, it's extraordinary that someone like you with such a fine public school education is lumbering under the misconception that we have complete freedom of speech. If I was a paedophile or a terrorist or a fascist, you wouldn't be platforming me right now.
Okay, there she is mentioning the word terrorist. What did I say about the kind of treatment where Meghan is getting, where they even follow her? Okay, I remember, which video is that? If I remember the video, I'll put it. There's a video that I have where I put where they, what is it? I look for the word terrorism, what it means, and each word that it meant, and I put a clip of making reference. This is what they doing to Meghan. Okay, so there she is mentioning the word terrorist here. These people are literally terrorizing Meghan. Alright, so let's continue. And there was a part where she said, which I thought were very interesting, with the kind of education this guy has, for him to be the, let's listen to it again. I think it was way at the beginning. Let's listen.
And you tell me why this is dreadful.
Well, it's extraordinary that someone like you with such a fine public school education is...
Fine public school education. That's the part. I don't understand. These people have the highest of education, but they're acting like someone who never went to any university with their dumbfounded kind of mentality. She is right. Alright?
Lumbering under the misconception that we have complete freedom of speech. If I was a paedophile or a terrorist or a fascist, you wouldn't be platforming me right now. If I was inciting hatred against a different race or religion or someone of transgender or disability, I would not be platformed. That would be illegal. So it's a nonsense to suggest we have to let everyone spew out filth and poison left, right and centre, especially men with disproportionately large platforms. And let me tell you, dear Loza, there's an awful lot of you. I don't find it acceptable, and I think
we need more women like this to speak up. Okay, I don't care if you're white or black or Hispanic or Indian and the UK, you guys need to speak up, because this is so unfair. Okay, Meghan is dealing with that, and I pray to God she find that serenity to put herself into a space where she completely block these noises. But imagine if they could do that to Meghan. What do you think of yourself? What do you think of yourself when they come after you? Okay, I have this particular thumbnails where I have one versus a whole bunch. Okay, when it's only you, then you will understand what she's saying. But we're trying to get to the part to prevent from only one of you being left behind to be dealing with these racist people. All right, we need to tackle this. It's just the fairness people is looking for, just to be fair. All right, so I'm glad she's speaking out, and this is why I'm so shocked, because the thing that I remember hearing her from one of my videos completely different from that, but I'm glad she's speaking up.
I think what you did was disingenuous.
Well, I condemned the way he spoke and then defended his right to free speech.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
It was almost like saying, you know, let's pat him on the head and put him back in his box. Except his box.
That's not what I said.
But it is what you said.
No. That's how you felt about what I said. What I actually said, was look, and you're looking at someone who really doesn't like Meghan Markle and doesn't like.
But why? Okay, it's fine you don't like Meghan Markle, but what did she do to you for you to hate her? This is the thing, and look how he put it very smoothly. I personally don't like Meghan. Okay, but why? Why? You must have a reason.
No, let's not go back to... I can't hear another thin-skinned, slightly aging white man be demeaning about Meghan Markle, not when we've just gone global with one of our leading celebrities wanting to throw excrement at her when she's naked paraded down the street.
I completely agree with you. I think we're agreeing. So let's try and find somewhere where...
Well, no, I can tell you we're not agreeing.
Well, no, I'm agreeing with you that what he said was something I would...
Okay. If people did not speak out, if Al Sharpton did not speak out, if other prominent people in the US did not speak out, for you guys, it will be just fine. Okay? Not her. I don't know her personally, but the other ones who personally don't like Meghan. Okay? For no apparent reason. Okay? So it will be just fine. It's because people is talking about it and disagreement with it.
See as being well above and beyond what I think free speech is there for, but I would ask you the question, do you think that the opposite of that, denying him the right to be so crude and disgusting and misogynistic, is better?
He has the right to speak, okay? He has the right to speak. There's Meghan, who literally left the country. What the hell is he thinking about her at night, where he feel like it's so... He can't even sleep. What the F is this? What? He has the right to speak, to free speech, but keep Meghan's name out of his mouth. Just keep Meghan's name out of his mouth. If somebody were to say something like that, does he have a daughter or a wife or a sister or a mother? How will he feel about that? And this is the thing here. You see the calmness? This is why sometimes they don't like when black people talking to them, because not all, majority of black people, when they're angry, their emotion is behind their words. This one, okay, smoothly, but his words are really piercing to the core. This is the difference sometimes when you look at these people when they're talking. I don't think I have all of these things, the video.
Denying him the right to be so crude and disgusting and misogynistic is better.
It is currently illegal to stir up hatred against, and I gave you some of the categories, race, religion, disability.
Okay, let's see if there's more to that. Is there more? Nope, there's no more video. Let's see here. Let me finish with mine. Does anybody comment? Okay, some people comment. Let me finish. To be fair, there have been a few. It's just that the haters' voices are always louder. Okay, so she's saying because of my thing here. So let's go into that. There's some comment on that. Okay, here is some of the response I got to that debate. Okay. Oh, so that's her. Looney Tune man hater. Okay. Same for male for window. Okay, you're a historical white man hating for left, ranting and raving on GB News Today, funny and very boring. You love your 15 minutes of fame every day on GB News and talk radio, even though you claim hate these stations and their presenters. People like you are dangerous. What? Are dangerous to society and should be banned from the media because you're nothing but the female version of Vladimir Putin. Oh my lord, this is the way their mindset is turning into. Okay, what a shrill woman you are. Your hatred of men and misandry. But the guy went out of his way to write about a woman who's minding her own business. This is the nonsense that is over there. Comes pouring out of your mouth as such a torrent of abuse that you will be a victim of your own gender hate laws. I have the feeling that misogyny is your favorite word and so grossly misused by people like you that is no longer has any meaning. You also mentioned that you are a doctor. Who cares? Hardly a difficult thing to accomplish. Please get a break. Okay, go spend a couple years in school for that. If everybody could be a doctor, I'm sure they would. Okay, I didn't even have to watch anything. Turn the sound on to see you screaming and hollering and thinking this made you. You know what I think? As I'm reading this, I have a feeling is one of those people who backed this guy who's making these comments. I don't know. Alright? So, whatever. They hate it when their favorite bigot gets called out. Okay, hi, okay. Please don't make me like something that was on GB News. There's me here, LOL. Okay, is this the same woman that done Piers Morgan too? Whoa. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. I think I have another video of her. Oh, there's more here. Okay, yeah. It's illegal to stir up hatred against race, religion, disability. Okay, so what is the point she is making and why does it relate to what Clausen said, which has nothing to do with any of those three? A woman, a black woman, was cut early. I go on to say it is not illegal to stir hatred against women. Okay, that's what I was saying. Alright, so there she is. She was reading some of this, so I'm glad she put more into it. Alright, let's see here.
What's gender? You're a woman.
I'm a woman.
Yeah.
If you are, and Jeremy Clarkson, the way he wrote that article, he was very clever. He knows you can't stir up hatred against Meghan Markle on the basis of her race.
That's
but
right.
She was posited throughout that article very much on the basis of her femininity. She had, to use Donald Trump's expression, whipped her husband Harold Markle into his subservient position. She'd basically brainwashed him, but he hated her more than he compared her to two other women, to Nicola Sturgeon and to the murderer Rose West. So this was about Meghan Markle's femininity. He then asked us to imagine her naked.
Yeah.
So he wants to take a woman and us to imagine her naked.
Can you imagine this? Okay? To put this kind of imagery into somebody else's who's reading this thing subconscious. Can you imagine? This is the psychological of these people in the UK.
The planters had to respond. And so this is where you get the most virulent imagery about brutal, pagan, bestial.
But the media is a powerful force.
Black people in the literature and in the imagery.
Cartoons portraying black people as licentious and depraved began to circulate.
But the media is a powerful force.
The anti-abolitionist Edward Long wrote,
The lower class women in England are remarkably fond of the blacks. In the course of a few generations more.
And they know how to paraphrase their wording. Okay? I'm glad she's, how do you say that? I'm glad she's shredding it into pieces. There's a different word for it, where she's analyzing each part of the column, that whatever the piece that this guy wrote. All right, I'm moving it by slightly.
So this was about Meghan Markle's femininity. He then asked us to imagine her naked. So he wants to take a woman and us to imagine her naked, and he then wants to shame her and parade her down the street and throw excrement at her. That is hatred towards women, and I don't think that's acceptable.
Look, I agree with you.
Yes, so let's change the law.
No.
Yes.
No, that's why I don't agree with you.
Why not?
Why not?
Because I don't think it's illegal to hate people.
But do you know, the problem is, what happens otherwise is big bears like you, Jeremy Clarkson, Piers Morgan.
Hang on a minute,
No, because actually on this occasion you've said, whoa, I wouldn't even say that. But generally, you like to poke with a stick.
Thank you. She's spot on. She's spot on again. I don't know what to say, but she's spot on. Yeah, they stay back. If people did not scream about this thing, call this guy Jeremy Clarkson out, everybody will be fine with it. Okay, now they're like, oh no, I won't do that. She's spot on.
Or as you can, you push the right-wing envelope.
And
as I've explained, you men, Nigel Farage, Dan Wootton, have disproportionately large platforms. You get little me's on, a doctor incidentally, but nonetheless just a little woman, on, and you bear bait us for clicks. Clickety-click, clickety-click. And actually, Jeremy Clarkson will be emboldened by this.
I'm
and
just
I want
listening
to stop
to you. I'm not even... see, this is, I think...
Okay. They don't even want to change the law. Okay, now let's say someone else go out of their way to write something about the king, or what's the other one, the side piece. What if somebody else go and do that? Okay, all of a sudden they will shut the thing down. Look at her, every documentary that is about the royal family, they want to see it first. Why is that? Because they don't want to hear anything that will hurt their little feelings. So this is the same thing here. Why do people have to go out of their way to poke on to someone who's minding her own business? Alright?
One of the problems that men will have is like, I'm condemning what he said, and I'm saying that on a philosophical level, I protect everybody's right to free speech. I think that's
fine. Free speech is fine, but don't go out of your way to insinuate it, put imagery into people's mind of what they could do to somebody else. Okay, it's like gaslighting someone to go do something.
But he's right. You want paedophiles, fascists, you want racists. Do you really want everyone to have freedom of speech?
What's the option? What's the alternative?
At the moment, they're enshrined in law is actually to be protected against fascists and paedophiles.
So it's enshrined in law. So we just leave it. I found what he said abhorrent. I didn't find it abhorrent. I thought it was clumsy and crap. Ooh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but it was dreadful, and I condemned it. And I don't see why I'm getting a lecture for supporting you.
Because you've come out on Twitter saying, you've said there,
oh, damn it, she's getting good. Is there more clip? He cared about free speech, then he would have protected Meg's free speech, that's fine, and he absolutely agrees with Clarkson. He just wants you for clicks. Okay, another thin skin that cannot get over the fact that he was humiliated and dumped by a mixed race woman, perhaps who looks like Meghan. Oh, I don't know anything about this guy. Was he dating a mixed race woman who dumped him? Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, yes, I love the violence of her word. Stop tearing Meghan down. He can hardly respond. Okay, thank you. This Meghan abuse 24/7 impact the mental health of black and person of color, especially women. I feel sorry because if black women journalists in UK could tell you all how they feel and not be cancelled, they would tell their truth. This abuse affect this community. And this is why Sister Place is in existence, because there's a lot of black women who's being abused, and then they, the racism that's going on in the UK, most likely most doors will not open for them. Okay, she ate him up. Okay, I'm from Canada. Who is this man again? I want him to go through some things. Okay, he is actually trying to gaslight her. It's not what I said, it's how you feel about what I said. Let's see here, is there more videos? Okay, that's it. Let's go to the next one. Okay, I'm glad she put that clip. Next tweet. Okay, breaking. In response to the Sun apology yesterday, a spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex tells me, okay, quote, the fact that the Sun has not contacted the Duchess of Sussex to apologize shows their intent. This is nothing more than a PR stunt. Alright, so I came across this, and it seems like, I don't know, the Sun had apologized, I guess made something in public apology, but directly to Meghan, none. Okay, and her thread continue. While the public absolutely deserve the publication's regret for their dangerous comments, okay, we wouldn't be in this situation if the Sun did not continue to profit off and exploit hate, violence, and misogyny. Okay, all this is from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex spokesperson. And it continue, quote, a true apology will be a shift in their coverage and ethical standards for all. Unfortunately, we're not holding our breath. Okay, full statement below is what the Sun put. Quote, the fact that the Sun has not contacted the Duchess of Sussex to apologize shows their intent. This is nothing more than a PR stunt. While the public absolutely deserve the publication's regret for their dangerous comments, we won't be in this situation if the Sun did not continue to profit off and exploit hate, violence, and misogyny. A true apology will be a shift in their coverage and ethical standard for all. Unfortunately, we're not holding our breath. All right, so that was the thing. And I think, did I respond to that? When I think maybe I did come across the apology, or someone was talking about it. I said something in that sense. Okay, your apology needs to be as loud as your disrespect was. Okay, it's almost like what happened to the copyright case, where they were supposed to write something, apology to Meghan, but they put a small thing at the lower level of the paper. So it's the same thing here. Okay, thank you, Meghan, for exposing them. We knew they hadn't apologized. What a shame. Sue them, Meghan. Okay, well, this is the thing we were talking, where he voted in a parameter where it would be hard to sue him. Okay, let's see. Apparently in the UK, everyone can write whatever they want, even if the writing includes calls to violence and death threats, and there will be no consequences. Okay, Harry said what he said. All right, exactly right. Okay, I bloody love them. Like this PR stunt. Well, oh please. These were people for other. They were there already, from my understanding. That's the Uvalde thing. I covered this. Okay, Meghan Markle Netflix photo up and Uvalde. No. That wasn't. Then this didn't appear in the Netflix thing. Didn't it? I don't know. What? I fell asleep again. I need to watch those videos again. Nah, don't try to bring this into that. No. Alright? I covered it extensively and during that time. Alright, next tweet. There's me here. They both, Harry and Meghan, told them everything they needed to know about them, but fools will be fools. The fools didn't listen. Meghan even told them she doesn't mind working behind the scene. The fools wanted spotlight. Meghan already told them on that stage the spotlight is all theirs. Alright, what I mean, so I was responding to this. Okay, let's see here. Okay, one of Meghan Markle's most quotable moment was from when she was a fiancée 3 months in the UK. At the time, she was working with the hub woman after Grenfell. We can see Harry and Meghan's philosophy with Archwell. 1. Hit the ground running. 2. Working silent. 3. Present result. Okay, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Again, I'm gonna stop in between. If you wanna watch this completely without me saying a damn thing, go search for it online. On YouTube or whatever.
Women and young girls and promoting their self-worth. How do you hope to continue that work with the Royal Foundation?
Yes, I mean, I think that knowing that I've just been here for 3 months, right? And in that amount of time, but with that said, for me, it's very important to, once you hit the ground running, even if you're doing it quietly behind the scenes, which is what I've focused my energy on thus far, is meeting with...
This is one of the points. She literally told them behind the scene. She doesn't mind doing the things behind the scene. Those two fools who were sitting right next to her didn't seem to listen. They want the spotlight. Meghan had already told them you could have the spotlight. And I think Harry probably already told Meghan this part about the seniority, the hierarchy in the palace as well. So Meghan didn't mind. Okay, her focus was the people who needed the help.
With the right people, meeting with the right organizations behind the scenes quietly, learning as much as I can so that I can maximize the opportunity we have here to really make an impact. I think what's interesting is I hear a lot of people saying when speaking about girls and...
This is the part where everybody's radar in the palaces is going off. This part right here.
Empowerment, finding and knowing their worth, or women's empowerment as well. You'll often hear people say, well, you're helping women find their voices. And I fundamentally disagree with that, because women don't need to find a voice. They have a voice, they need to feel empowered to use it, and people need to be encouraged to listen.
This part. This is the part where the UK has problem with women. And there's Meghan just pop, splatted right there. Women needs to have a voice. The people needs to listen. This part got everybody's radar going. And I think this is where the problem started. Okay, I've said this many times. Harry and many of the squad said no, it's was this the not New Zealand, Australia tour and all that? No, it was here. Okay, their radar went up. They were trying to figure out how they could destroy her.
And I think right now in the climate that we're seeing with so many campaigns, I mean, with Me Too and Time's Up, there is no better time than to really continue to shine a light on women feeling empowered and people really helping to support them, men included in that.
Look at them.
It makes...
Look at those two fools. They were right there, listening to. What were they listening to? Because Meghan literally told them she doesn't mind being behind the scene, but yet they want to destroy her, I guess, because of the finding the voice part. Like, we don't want to give her a voice or anything like that. But yet Meghan left. You haven't heard a damn thing about them. What kind of a work of significant have they done since Harry and Meghan left? I feel sorry for Harry in the sense where the firm really betray him and fool him to make him believe that they are here for charitable work, and he really, his whole entire being were involved in sharing, helping people and charities and all of that. But anyway, let's continue.
Such a tremendous difference. So yeah, just I guess we wait a couple months and then we can hit the ground running. But up until then, I'm pretty excited. But
pretty excited, and then nope, you're not gonna have the ground running, and they were there to destroy her. My God, I'm sorry for the UK who still haven't seen the light.
Like you said, I mean, you've been here for 3 years. Yeah, wedding first. Get that done.
We can multitask.
Having said that,
there it is. She just said we could multitask. Multitasking, all right?
But like you said, I mean, you've been here for 3 years. Yeah, wedding first. Get that done.
We can multitask.
Having said that, you
multitask because she's been doing work already. I think, if I'm not okay, I don't want to say it because I'm not 100% sure, because she was already looking into charities and all of that. Okay, she's like, we could still do the wedding and do this and that. Meanwhile, they were trying to stop the wedding. Oh my God, the things that we know now. Oh my Lord.
Have been quietly, like you say, behind the scenes, let's just say laying the foundations for your future work. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Sadly, I can't. But I will say, you know, if we know how, and I certainly know how passionate I am, and Harry and I see the world so similarly in our approach of being very hands-on with things, what I can say is that I have been fortunate enough to meet with some incredible women and organizations in general in the UK that are doing work here, but then also knowing that some of the work that I've done in the past has been in Commonwealth countries like Rwanda, India. So this reach, I think, can have some really nice legs to it once we can start. But I guess, yes, exactly.
I guess I'm assuming, okay, this is my assumption, where she's talking about some of the organization in the UK she's working with. I'm assuming is the Grenfell women, all right? So she didn't want to blow the whistle on them yet. Look at Harry, so happy. All right, so she's been doing all of this already, and then there was one video I came across where the UK is saying that they were the one who put Meghan on the global scale, global stage.
Okay.
Definitely to be continued. All right, let's see some of the comment. I read mine already. Okay, 3 months after her wedding, Meghan released her first project as working royal, a cookbook with the women of Grenfell Community Kitchen, which kicked J.K. Rowling off the best-selling, wow, I didn't know about that part, selling list, and raised £500,000 to help the kitchen open 7 days a week from 3. Okay, I'm not gonna play it because I get flagged for this video. Okay, Together Cookbook is a perfect Christmas gift. Together celebrates the power of cooking to connect us to one another. And the aftermath of Grenfell Tower fire, a group of local women gathered together to cook fresh food for their families and neighbors. Alright, while pregnant with Archie, Meghan Markle guest edit British Vogue's September 2019 issue, the fastest selling issue in history and the best of the decade. 15 women were highlighted because I knew this is the one I keep on forgetting about. I keep on mentioning Grenfell, the cookbook and Smart Works. I'm like, there's always one more. It was that one. I keep on forgetting about the Vogue. Yes. Okay, the fastest selling issue in history and the best of the decade. 15 women were highlighted because they each campaigned in their own way for more tolerance, openness, and justice in the world. All right, let me bookmark this. I keep on forgetting about that. Okay, 3 months after Archie's birth, Meghan Markle was back again with another project for her patronage, Smart Work HQ. This is why they didn't like her, because look at, she just got in there. This is why I literally keep on saying a few seconds. It's literally a few seconds being in the royal family. Look how much she has done in comparison to the others. Okay, the charity helps women into work by providing interview coaching, styling advice, and smart interview clothes, plus more when they get a job. Okay, there's that. I'm not gonna play it. I have it in so many other things. The Smart Set collection was intended to replace the idea of charity with community. For every purchase someone made, a similar item was donated to dress a woman in need. Some items sold out within hours. Let's listen to a small portion of it. Okay, I'll have to stop in between.
When I first moved to the UK, it was incredibly important to me personally to be able to connect with people on the ground doing really important work. And one of the places that I went to very early on was SmartWorks. Now, funny enough, and purely by coincidence, it was just a year ago at this same time that I was working on a project in Grenfell with this woman at a community center called Almanar, and that's when we put together the Together cookbook.
This is what happened when you involve your hands-on into every aspect of the project. The speech become very easy. I don't even think she has a note. Maybe she has a bullet point of things to discuss. But yeah, this is what makes her really good at making speeches.
So though this is a year later, and obviously this is fashion, not food, at its core, these are very similar projects because they're about women who are empowering each other, me being able to have the opportunity to meet them, get to know them, learn from them, and then say, what can I do in some small way? How can I try to help you amplify this? How can we make this even better, greater, and more impactful for the women?
The key takeaway of this part here is the platform that she has, which is being in the royal family, to help highlight, amplify the voices of those charities. This is the thing, okay? But you keep on hearing left and right how Meghan is trying to catch the spotlight and this. Well, she's bringing the spotlight to the charities. This is what the royal family is supposed to do. I don't know. These people over there are confused.
Women that you're trying to help. So on my visits to SmartWorks, one of the times that I went, I realized there was a little bit of a challenge in terms of styling for the women because we had a lot of donations, but not necessarily the things that women needed to have. And a big piece of this is trying to transform the idea of charity to community. And the way that we do that, I think, as people, is when we go into our closet as a woman and you say, I'm going to make a donation, you don't go through your closet and just toss in a box whatever you don't care about anymore.
There's some part that was cut, I think. There was a part where she said each time she goes and she's seeing the same thing keep on happening, and then when she went home and thought about it, and then she came with the idea. That part, I think, was cut.
Charity, as we know it today. Community is going through your closet and saying, this is the blazer that I wore when I nailed my first job interview and got my dream job. And I don't need that anymore because I'm where I want to be. But if I'm able to share that blazer and be part of another woman's success story, then that's community.
Alright, so, and this is what happened when you involve. You show up at those charities you claim to be patron of. You show up, not after 8 years to give them a call because you see Meghan is doing some stuff about her charities.
Thank you. Nice to see you again. I was just looking at, it's been a while since I last visited, so yeah, it's definitely when things get back to normal, I'd love to come and say hello to the team and everyone down there as well.
I think it was 2012 that you were last here.
No, it only seems like yesterday, Graham. It shows you how quickly time goes.
You show up, see what they need, what can you do to help them. They're not asking you to reinvent the wheel. So just go and help them. What do you need so I could help you get the fund or whatever it is that they need to help them with whatever it is. Okay, there's the here. The Smart Set collection was intended to replace the idea of charity with community. For every purchase someone made, a similar item was donated to dress a woman in need. Some items sold out within hours. Alright, so that was that. There's me here. They both, Harry and Meghan, told them everything they needed to know about them, but fools will be fools. The fools then listen. Alright, so I'm just reread my whatever I would and the thing. The tweet is from account you're black. Okay, LOL, this is so lame. Okay, I never heard Harry's wedding first response after Meghan's impassionate speech. He was like, we can save the world later. Oh, that's what he said. Okay, now we know why. This boy wanted to get married.
You're getting a new country out of it, a husband obviously, but also giving up your career.
He wanted to be a husband. My goodness, because the nonsense we hear that went behind to prevent them from getting married. My goodness.
With American media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
Wow, wow, wow. All right, let's read some more here. Okay, Lottie, she's the smartest one in the family, of course. Okay, a courtier said you have to combine the IQ of every family member to get even close to her. So that's why the courtiers will help them get them out of there. Okay, that's what pisses them off the most. Okay, not mumbo. Okay, this moment is when William and Kate realized that she will be silenced. Huh. Very interesting. Some people must have been listening to my thing, because I don't know, I don't want to say I was the only one, but I was the one who keep on saying this is where everything started. This was the time where everything started, because Meghan raised some very crucial topics there: women, empowerment, voice, and all of this. All right. Okay, let's see here. This moment is when William and Kate realized that she will be silenced. The way she is brilliant and full of experience, I can even imagine what went through their mind at this moment to see how Meghan is not a flower pot, and that she has a gray matter. All right, let's see here. Okay, and that hit William and Kate right in the face. That was the moment they knew they had to up their game. William and Kate had or have never ever hit the game running. You can see in their faces, and that Harry knows what they are thinking. Let's see here. Oh my God. Look at William here. It's like, now I have to work. Oh my God. He was like, I was so fine behind the scene pretending, but now she's gonna put the spotlight that I must work. But they are such an idiot. They could have used Harry and Meghan in a way where just pretend, just say, do what you need to do, but just let me go cut the ribbons. I think Harry and Meghan will be just fine with that as long the people are being helped. But no, they went on the hate route. That's what I would have done. When someone is willing to do the work, I'm like, oh, you do? Go ahead. Do you need me to help you with something? Or something like that. That's what they should have done. All right, let's see here. Let me go into this. This is kind of funny. This face of panic, pure panic. I've been saying it. I even discredit Harry, who even said it was either Oceania, New Zealand, and Australia, something like that. One of those. I was like, no, Harry. I'm disagreeing. I even disagree with the horse's mouth. I was like, nope. It didn't start there. It started right there. This is where it started. Other people are seeing it too. Okay, it was this moment they knew they could never compare. William and Kate hit the ground and stood still. Meghan forced them out of their inertia, but when they realized they couldn't keep up, then decided to kneecap her. Oh my God. Kneecap her to slow her down. Harry and Meghan individually were pure passion and energy. Yeah, I've said this. I bring so many parts where Harry and Meghan, each time I mention it, I feel like I have to show you the clip where they said, What is it? The Obama Foundation. Harry said he's passionate about.
It worked for previous generations, and we will always say yes to becoming patron of a charity that we believe in and that we're incredibly passionate about. But I think in today's world, you have to be involved with things that make sense to where your passions lie, rather than potentially turning up to a charity once a year.
Meghan, during the engagement, she's passionate about it,
which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella.
Even in that particular clip, she's passionate about. They are passionate about the work that they're doing. This is why it doesn't look like it's work for them. Okay, they're doing it out of passion. But they're being forced to do it. You could understand when you are being forced to do something. But yet the evilness, the negativity in their mind, instead of thinking, oh, there's Harry and Meghan who's passionate about this, they're willing to do it, let them do the work. Let me just ask them, can I please go cut the damn ribbon? Okay, I'm sure Harry and Meghan will be just fine. Okay, just fine. All Harry and Meghan will have to do is explain to William whatever steps that they did to fill him in into what sort of work they do within those particular charities. So when they go and talk, they could have an idea what's going on. Okay, but no, they went in full hate. But hey, they are still being applauded over there. But whatever. Alright, there's Harry and Meghan left. They're doing so much better without people trying to pull them down. Alright, William and Kate hit the ground and stood still. Meghan forced them out of their inertia, but when they realized they couldn't keep up, then decided to kneecap her to slow her down. Harry and Meghan individually were pure passion and energy. Together they are force of nature. Okay, yes, this was the moment the Cambridges knew that Meghan is something unique and special. No one in the royal family possesses this effortless eloquence that Meghan possesses. This was the day that the plot to undermine Meghan by the Cambridges, British press, and the British press, okay, inside sources began. Yep, I told you, this is where it began. I've been saying it. Now people starting to realize that. I've been saying it the minute I came across this particular video and I knew the issue that was going behind the scene. I was like, nope, this is where it started. That's it. Alright, Meghan never looked happier than when she made other people miserable. The day, what the hell is this? Alright, oh, so that was it. That was the only videos that I have to share with you. Alright, I see my notification is popping. Okay, Merry Christmas everyone, love, peace. Okay, this is I shared this on Twitter as well. Wow, I'm surprised I got 24 like. Very rarely my tweets get any like, because I try not to follow and I block a lot of people. Okay, so there's this again here. Alright, is she watching some of my videos? And this. Alright, so that's it. Let's do a prayer. So I was editing my video that I just recorded. Right now it is December 26, 2022. It is 2:47 a.m. So I was searching for something on Twitter so I could put on the video, and I came across this video. So I'm gonna add it to that particular video, or maybe I'll just put it by itself. But let's listen. Who would have thought that it would be Prince Philip himself who will perfectly describe how the royal family will meet its demise? It's the supporters like Jeremy Clarkson and his ilk in the press and their following that will bring about their downfall. Okay, most of the monarchies in Europe were really destroyed by their greatest and most ardent supporters. It's the most reactionary of people who try to hold on to something without letting it develop and change. Prince Philip. Alright, let's listen. It's only 26 seconds, and then I'm going to read some of the comments.
I think the British monarchy is so strong, despite the fact that so many monarchies in Europe have died.
I think the British are more liberal in their outlook, and I think instead of most of the monarchies in Europe were really destroyed by their greatest and most ardent supporters.
I need to stop somewhere. The other thing I want to emphasize is that, remember, Prince Philip is a blood prince. He was born in Greece. Look in his history. What happened to his family? Okay, so he is, I've said this before. I'm not surprised. I've said this before. The monarchy had the most, when he was alive, the most significant person to ask for help or something on how to move forward, because, well, he was a baby. Maybe he would not be able to tell his side of the stories or anything like that, because most of his family died. But if they look into his past, maybe they could learn and try to not repeat the same thing. I have a video where I talk about Prince Philip's history. Okay, so that's that. Let's listen.
The most reactionary people who somehow or other try to hold on to something without letting it develop and to change. Have you ever...
Yeah, you know, without letting it develop to change. All right, so let's read some of the comments. These are the squad's comment, because it was a squaddy who tweeted it out. That's how I came across it. William Charles, UK media and royalists are doing an excellent job to bring it down. Their reputation is diminishing day by day. Okay, well, it happened to his own family in Greece, then Russia. Yep, I've said that. I spoke about the Romanovs family as well. And I think one of the should I even mention this? I'm not gonna go into it because I don't have all the proof that I need with what I suspect. I don't want to bring it up. All right, let's continue. Is it the chucky I'm eating, or is it the irony delicious? The other thing that I've always also said regarding the royal family, if they listen to the people is the main thing for them. The people, not the freaking tabloid. Okay, once you satisfy the people, okay, every single one of them, you readjust in a way to at least make them happy in a fair, you know, not one group has more likable, or you try to favoritism one group. No, you just be fair to all of them, and they will understand, they will support you. Okay, because there are more people than the freaking people who's writing the media and the tabloid. All right, let's see here. The time can come soon enough for them to go abolish the monarchy. Keep calm and abolish the monarchy. All right, so let me go into that. Hopefully there's another video in it. I'm crossing my fingers there's more. Nope, there's none. All right, it is telling this clip was shown on Meet the Press this Christmas Day. How prophetic of the Duke of Edinburgh, by the way. Ardent supporters, men in grey suits, courtiers, British media as a PR machine. I did say, all right, with my humble opinion, my assumption was literally the minute Queen Elizabeth's father passed away, men in grey suit took over. Okay, I've said I don't have any proof of that. I cannot. This is just my pure humble opinion. The second Queen Elizabeth's father died, they took over. They advised the Queen, in a sense, okay, the Queen was just like a figurehead, all right? They advised her, in a sense, to please the men in grey suit, okay? To please the men in grey suit, and then the Queen had to make decision based on what was told to her. Okay, in my humble opinion, they withheld some information from the Queen, and then they advised her with certain things, and then to sort of direct her decision toward men in grey suit. This is my assumption. I've been saying it ever since, I don't know, that topic came on some of my tweet videos. Okay, let's see here. I read this. Ardent supporters. The family itself dignifies silence, not protecting the newest member and asset. Those public royalists who spew hate at Prince Harry and Duchess of Sussex, their reaction strangled the breath out of monarchy. There is much to unpack here. And the other thing that I've also said, you know, after men in grey suit took over, and they pretty much raised Charles. Okay, men in grey suit raised Charles, and then Charles sort of have a little, I would say, a little basic understanding of somewhat outside the palace wall, but mostly in the direction of the palace wall. And then when Charles' kids were born, thank God they didn't corrupt Harry's mind. They left him alone. They just kept him as a spare, thinking if something were to happen to Egg, they'll just take Harry. But they never really paid that much attention to Harry. And that's why Harry become who he is. Okay? And then you have Diana, who was what, even though she was young, okay, she even said they never give her credit for growth.
I've always been the 18-year-old girl he got engaged to, so I don't think I've been given any credit for growth. And my goodness, I've had to grow.
She learned, adjust, and readjust and managed to upkeep with what was given to her on the stage that they were giving to her. Okay? She was a smart cookie. So anyone who is smart, who could give better idea to the people, the decision makers, they got rid of them. Princess Diana was one. And then you have Harry, who was one of the smart ones. They never really pay attention to him, but he grew up to be a very smart cookie. Okay? And then you have William, who they really mold into what they want. Pretty much, William is men in gray suit. Okay? This is the perfect human being that they needed to be in that position. So what did they do? Which I've said many times, they divide the brothers because Harry was too smart and too close to all of the decision makers. I've said this before. And then yet he brought a woman who is quadruple smart than all of them combined. Okay? So that was a big no-no. They had to get rid of them. Okay? So yeah, that's the other thing that I've said. Once the queen died, and then all the things that follow. All right, let's read some more. Shocked, there's an open eye. He said the truth, but everyone else followed the lead of a mute head of state. Yes, the racist British media and the carnival of so-called experts, royal rats, push out the narrative of tradition over progress. In the end, the head of the institution is at fault at its failure. Yes, it is, but these people, they live in that freaking bubble where everything is taking care of them. They don't really know the pain and suffering that's going on outside. So they do not know any of this. Harry is aware of those things, especially when he in the military. He listened to people's pain. And maybe some of them had to go to the military because there was no other option, because they need money to help their family or whatever. And then he saw things. When he goes to those engagement, he saw things, he speaks to people and all of that. He sees and he feels. And this is what broke the ice with Harry. And men in gray suit are the same group, okay? The same group who were for, what's that thing? Enslavement. So when they abolished slavery, they wanted that to keep going. Okay, these are the same group who wanted the slavery to continue, and they're still managing, working in the background to do all those demonic kind of behavior kind of things.
Savage AF. Savage.
Okay, Prince Philip was an interesting character. He tried to modernize the institution he married into. Some within the institution and those who cover it didn't necessarily like it. He did try though. Something tells me that he would appreciate what his grandson Harry is trying to do. Yeah, I think he does. While Prince Philip has never spoken truer words, is the most ardent supporters that can hasten the end of the British monarchy because they fight change. Right from his lips. Okay, the royal family cost UK taxpayers over $120 million last year, while Meghan and Harry remain financially independent. It's all in the numbers. Oh my goodness. This, okay, I think the thing stopped, but this is golden. Miss Doria got everything. She kept quiet. She waited. She support her daughter in the background and all of that. And then at the end, God reward them. The family come back to her. And this is one of the things she said in the documentary. She doesn't care where they live, whatever. She just want them to be somewhere safe. Something like that, I think she said. Again, now that they're in the US, she doesn't have to fly. Thank God for that. And then you see her playing ball. She's one freaking healthy grandmother playing ball with Harry and Meghan, and another kid, they blur his face. Thank God for that too. Okay, so grandbabies are here. All right, so that's all matter. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share with you, the video, and I came across. But let me go back and search for what I was looking for. I got distracted and I had to share it with you. I didn't want it to be in the next video. Prayer for what? Prayer for vision, and let's look, vision, clarity, prosperity, and community is coming as well. I don't know, I'm putting community and protection. All right, too many words were popping up in my mind, so, and I knew protection has to be in it because they will always need the protection. All right, no side prayers. Let's see if there's anything. Image, I want to read only one. Oh, not a lot. I guess I asked for too much. Let's see this one. If this is something that I felt like I read already, I'll do another one. Okay, Father, here I am before your throne with a heavy heart and an anxious mind. Come, Lord, and fill me with your holy presence. Let me rest and be at peace. Let me feel your protection. Let me feel as if I'm under the shadow of your wings, safe, hidden, and secure in you. Only you can give and take it all. I pray, Father, please take my fear away and give me your peace that surpasses all understanding. You know that my life is in your hands. My trust and my hope is on you alone. Father, thank you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Okay, I read this already. Let's do this one. Definitely that's it after this one. Dear Father, you are like a wing that shelters my children, strong with protection, soft with grace. You are like a shield that encircles them each day. They run free and you are with them as they adventure. You are like a crown placed upon their heads, a symbol of sonship, of belonging, and of their adoption into your family. Lord, I place them into your great care and declare that they are yours. Amen. All right, so that's it. A lot of imagery was popping in my mind. Harry and Meghan, you know, going to that beach by themselves where they feel like they got the beach to themselves. Yeah, just them having fun. All right, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And some of you during the Christmas holiday have donated. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, that's it.
For me, it's an added member of the family. It's another team player as part of the bigger team. And you know, for all of us, all we want to do is be able to carry out the right engagements, carry out our work, and try and encourage others and the younger generation to be able to see the world in the correct sense, rather than perhaps having a distorted view.